You commit to a new, rigorous routine built around one of the most demanding movements in fitness, the heavy barbell back squat. Within a few weeks, the physical feedback is undeniably positive. Your clothes fit a little looser, you're adding plates to the bar, and your overall energy is peaking. Then, a month into the program, you step on the scale to measure that progress and see a 4-pound increase. This number triggers an immediate sense of panic. We're conditioned by a culture that equates weight loss strictly with positive health, making a higher number feel like an objective failure. Welcome to the squat weight loss paradox. Traditional dieting aims to strip away mass through strict calorie restriction, but heavy resistance training is an entirely different mechanism. It actively demands the creation of new tissue. To figure out how your body is actually responding to the bar, we have to ignore that number for a moment and look at the biological changes happening beneath your skin. Let's start with the immediate aftermath. Straining against heavy weight forces your muscle fibers to stretch under extreme tension, creating thousands of microscopic tears. Your body treats this trauma like an injury. It triggers an internal inflammatory response, rushing fluid to the site of the damage to flush out waste and deliver the nutrients required for healing. While that localized swelling occurs, a secondary adaptation takes place. Anticipating grueling workouts, your body hoards extra fuel directly inside the muscle tissue as glycogen. That stored energy brings its own physical baggage. For every single gram of glycogen your muscles stash away, it actively pulls in and binds roughly 3 grams of water. When you add the inflammatory fluid to those heavily hydrated glycogen stores, you get a sudden spike in total body mass. That extra weight in the first month is largely the physical presence of repair and liquid energy. As the weeks turn into months, short-term swelling gives way to permanent structural changes. The heavy back squat places an immense mechanical load across your entire axial skeleton. To survive being crushed under hundreds of pounds, your bones activate a survival mechanism. Osteoblast cells lay down new minerals to reinforce your bone matrix. Researchers tracking a group of women performing progressive back squats over 11 weeks found this process significantly increased their bone mineral density. Your skeleton is physically adding weight to handle the load. That extreme mechanical stress also triggers a massive systemic reaction. According to research on heavy resistance training, multi-joint lifts like the squat provoke an intense endocrine response. This chart shows serum testosterone levels spiking during resistance training. The elevated black and striped bars display sharp increases in testosterone and IGF-1, while stress hormones plummet. Bathing tissue in this cocktail forces protein synthesis into overdrive, repairing microtears and actively expanding your thigh muscles. This brings us to the visual disconnect. You look leaner, yet you weigh more. Clinical data shows us that while a pound is always a pound, the space it occupies varies drastically based on density. Muscle tissue has a density of 1.1 grams per cubic centimeter, while fat is significantly less compact at 0.9 grams. Because of this gap, replacing 5 pounds of fat with 5 pounds of muscle shrinks your physical volume, though your total mass remains unchanged. The standard Bethune scale measures the gravitational pull on your total mass. It is totally blind to body recomposition and incapable of telling you that you've traded low-density fat for high-density muscle. Heavy squats compress your physical frame, making your body significantly denser without adding volume. To accurately track progress, we must stop relying on a metric that treats lethal visceral fat and metabolically active muscle as the same. Instead, shift your focus to functional, volume-based indicators. Track your waist-to-height ratio. Pay attention to how your clothes set across your shoulders and thighs, and note the increasing weight you move in the gym. This mass comes with a passive metabolic advantage. Muscle tissue burns roughly 7 to 10 calories per pound every day at rest, nearly triple the rate of fat tissue. For a lifter who swaps 10 pounds of fat for 10 pounds of muscle, that's an extra 50 calories burned daily just for existing. Unlearning the deep cultural stigma attached to a rising scale requires serious effort. A higher number after months under a barbell represents the successful construction of biological armor.